Hello! Welcome back to the 4th episode of the How to Make a Steal A Brainrot game tutorial. Now you might notice something a little different since we last left off, and I went ahead and pre-made a quick base just so that we can already move on. If you'd like, you can pause the video here and make your own base. But for the sake of this video, we are going to be using this base. I will not be providing this base, so if you want to use a base, you're going to have to make your own. Here's how your base should look. In Workspace, I want you to create a folder by clicking the plus, click folder, and you're going to name that folder bases. Now, I already have this, so I'm just going to delete that. You're going to once you have that, you're going to make your base, which I have, and you're going to open up that base folder, and you're going to put the base model in the folder. Then open up your base, and this is what you should have. You should have all of your model inside of a folder. As you can see, this is the main model, so I can push it around like that. The owner is going to be a string value, where this will hold the player's name. So for example, this is my Roblox name. So when I join, it would be right there, and we will use that for other things. The spawn point is this little white part right here. This is where the player will spawn in. Lastly, we have the sign part. And the sign part will be this part right here. In today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to make it to where when the player joins, it's going to put us at this base. Then, we're also going to make it to where this updates. First, let's actually make the screen here. So, click on the sign part, and you're going to click this plus, and you're going to click Surface GUI. You're going to insert a text label, and you're going to scroll down to face, and you're gonna keep changing the face. Oh, got it first try. You're gonna keep changing the face till it hits the side that you got. Once it looks like this, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna click on your text label, and you're gonna set the size to 1,0, 1, 0. By doing that, we have this kind of, giant white board. You're gonna make the background transparent. You're going to scale the text, and we're going to make the text say basically whatever. In this case, we'll say empty base. I'm going to make my text bold. I'm going to make my text be luckiest guy. Actually, we'll do bangers. Yeah, why not? I'm going to set my text color to white. Actually, we're not going to do bangers. I want a better font. No, come on, let's get a good font. There we go. Whatever, that works. No, this is just personally me, but I'm gonna add a UI stroke. If you don't know what this does, it's really cool. You can add a giant stroke. It makes your colors pop out. But there we go. We got my empty base. So later on, this will be updatable and whatnot. And I'm gonna also make sure you name your text label base name. Okay. Once you have this set up, and as you can see, here's what it will look like. You got the folder bases, you got your base model, owner, spawn point, sign part. Also, make sure your spawn point is uncollidable. Okay, so we're actually remember this temp script. This is where we're actually currently doing spawning. We're going to keep this script, actually. I said in the first video we might get rid of it, but no, we're going to keep it. And we're actually going to name this server. We're going to rename it to server. And now, this is where we're going to be doing the base assignment. This is where it's going to hold all the base assigning and all that good stuff. Let's start with, at the top, we're going to reference the player service. So local players equals game : get service players. Now we're gonna go down 2 lines, and this right here, we're going to go ahead. You know what? Let's actually do this. Let's make this a little bit cleaner. Copy this line, we're gonna do replicated storage. So that now we can just do replicated storage.modules. .character handler. Just a little bit cleaner, it looks nice. Actually, we'll make it even cleaner. We'll do local modules equals replicated storage colon wait for child modules. And then we'll do modules.character handler. That is really clean. Moving on, you're gonna go and make a few lines, and we're gonna make a variable called local assigning base. We're just gonna set that to false. Don't worry about this, what we'll do, but basically it's gonna lock it's gonna lock a base when two players try to join at once, if that happens. Moving on, we're gonna make a new function, local function assign base, and we're gonna insert the player. We're gonna do a wait here, so we're gonna do while true. Actually, no, while assigning base, do a task.wait. So what this will do is, it's gonna wait until the lock is free, and right now it is. So when the base is locked, which that means this would be true, then this will wait until it's set back to false. If it's not, then the rest of the code won't run. Moving on, now we are going to want to set it to true. This is now locking the base. So we're just going to add a little line here, just to make sure we're locking the base. Now we're going to grab the bases folder. So local bases folder equals workspace colon wait for child bases. We're gonna do a for loop now, and we're gonna loop through every single base inside of here. Right now we have one, but later on, in a minute here, we're gonna add more and more. We're probably gonna add a few, but for right now, we're just gonna only do one just for testing. So we're gonna do for underscore comma base in pairs of bases folder colon get children do, and here is where it's gonna get a little interesting. So we're gonna do local owner, which my auto AI thing already gave it to me. So owner value equals base colon find first child owner. You're just gonna copy this, and instead you're gonna make this one spawn point. Spawn point. Make sure these are named exactly how you did in your base. I'm gonna go down 2 lines, and we're gonna do if owner value and spawn point. Then, and now this is where we're gonna kind of check stuff. So how owner works is when the player joins, this function will run, and it's going to check every base's owner value. The first one it finds, or whenever it gets to one, if the owner value is set to nothing, which is what you should default have it as, then it's going to update with the player's name, and that's how we're going to do all that. So we're going to do if owner value dot value equals blank, then owner value dot value equals player dot name. Now we're gonna spawn the character of the base. So player dot character added colon wait for child. Wait. Nope, sorry. Colon connect function. My bad there. Oh, we're gonna index char here. Sorry about that. my entire recording just decided to end, so this will be edited in. But make sure you add char in this function. Now we're going to index that, or well, end the function there, and we're going to do local HRP, which stands for humanoid root part, equals char, wait for child humanoid root part. HRP.cFrame, make sure you have a capital F, HRP.cFrame equals spawn point dot cFrame plus vector3 dot new 0, 3, 0. So what's happening here is when the player joins, or well, when their character's added, it's gonna find the humanoid root part and it's gonna put the humanoid root part at the spawn point. Then it's gonna push the player up by 3 studs so that it's not in the floor. Then at the very end, we're gonna do a quick break so that we stop after the base is assigned. Then at the very end, we're just gonna set. At the very end here, we're just gonna set assigning base back to false. Now we're going to do another function, local function release base. Now this is going to be when the player leaves. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the bases folder, which we already have right here. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to loop through the bases again, just like we did up there. We're going to grab the owner value, just like we did. Now we're going to do if owner value and owner value dot value equals player dot name. Then I want the owner value dot value to equal like nothing. Then we're going to do players dot player added connect function, and then we're going to assign the base right here. Oh, sorry. Don't do connect function. Do just assign base right there. So that when the player is added, it'll assign the base, and then when on players.player removing, then we're just going to do release base. So let's go ahead and give this a quick test. So let's play the game and see what happens. As you can see, put me in. We spawned at the spawn point, and if you look in the workspace, there is not a single spawn point. Spawned right there. And just to make sure, let's check bases, base, owner, and the owner says Squidtoon 1. Beautiful. Now we can even go ahead and update the sign. So we're going to go into server, and we're going to scroll up, and when the base is assigned right over here, we're going to go into the, we're going to do base dot, sign part, base dot sign part dot surface GUI, dot base name equals player.name dot base. Then we can copy this line. We can copy this, and we can go down here, and when the owner value is removed, we can just set this back to empty base. So let's test it. Let's play. We had it as empty base, so we play the game. And something went wrong. Let's see. Ah, base name is not a valid member. Let's see what happened there. Base name. Ah. Let's try doing it more in a safer way, just in case. Let's do local UI equals base colon wafer child sign part. Local sign UI and then we do label, which will be base name. Oh wait, no. We're gonna do sign, and then we're gonna do UI. Oop, nope, UI. So it should be sign equals base colon wafer child, UI equals sign colon wafer child, and label equals UI colon wafer child. There we go. So now we can just do this. Label dot text. Forgot to add dot text. Don't forget that. Label dot text. Let's see if that works. There we go. And let's see. Boom. The text updates. And I'm actually just gonna do this real quick. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and copy this right here. Scroll down, paste, change this to label dot text equals MP base. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's actually just duplicate this and pull it all the way over here. Duplicate, turn, and we're gonna pull this all the way back here. I think it's 4 between each. We can do a little bit more than that. We'll do like that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we got about 8 squares there. So let's do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam. So now we got all these bases. So we have 4 bases now if we play the game. As you can see, it puts us in this first one. But let's say we go ahead and click this test tab. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on my end, but just in case you are, I'm going to do a quick start. If you can't see it, then I'll just explain. You should be able to see on your end if you are doing this. You don't have to, though. But when you join from 2 different people, you're going to see that you both spawn at a spawn point, but you're going to spawn at 2 completely different ones. Then after that, you're going to check the names. As you can see, both of them update as usual. Then on one of your characters, you're just going to leave the game and see what happens to the other player's base. So in this case, I'm going to leave the game on my right side. I left, and it switches right back to empty base. And if we go to check bases, which base is that? Is it this one? No, it's... Which one is that? It's that one. As you can see, the owner is set right back to 0. Beautiful. Then you can click clean up at the top, and we are right back to where we started. So we have basically just made the simple kind of basic idea of how spawning and bases is gonna work. This episode is gonna be quite a short one, so I think to average it out, let's go ahead and I'm gonna tell you guys, just for fun, you can skip this if you'd like. You can end the video right here if you'd like. If not, let's move on here. Go ahead and open up your units, and I'm gonna show you guys how to kind of make your units custom. It's a little difficult. but I'll kind of explain. So I'm gonna make a quick model. You can follow along with exactly what I do, but I'm just gonna make me a quick model. So boom, we're gonna give it, I don't know, let's give it some arms, because I don't know, but if you knew, I'm sure you have, but if you didn't know, Steal A Brainrot doesn't use R6 dummies. It actually uses actual like custom made characters. Now, as you saw from the recent episodes, it's not like that. So we'll say that this right here, that this is a character. This guy here, yep, that's a character. We'll say this is a character. So this is my model. I'm gonna just color it a little bit so that these different things are a little bit easier to see. There we go. And I'm gonna name this guy Blockman. So you're gonna grab all of your parts of your custom model, you're gonna put it into a model, and you're gonna name this your character, which in this case I'm gonna name him Blockman. Make sure if you're gonna do two names, put a space, because when it spawns, if you don't do a space, or if you make it how you would for, you know, for example, Rig 1 and stuff, your character's gonna spawn in with like 2 words combined without a space, which you don't want. So I'm just gonna do Blockman with a dash. So now we're gonna kind of need to label the parts. So this part right here is gonna be the torso, which I'm actually just gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna find the front surface. So I have a plugin that helps me do that, which is this one right here, Building Tools. If you don't have this, it's okay. You can find out other ways to figure out what your front surface is. Like you could add a decal. Actually, I'll do that, yeah. You can add a decal into your thing and make sure it is on the front side. As you can see, it's auto to the front. So my front is right there. So all I'm gonna do is open my rotate tool. And I'm just gonna rotate it this way, and now that's the front. So we're gonna set this from torso to humanoid root part. You can delete the decal after that, you don't need it. Then all you need to do is name the rest. So we got left arm, right arm, right leg, left leg. So I have my custom model here working. You're gonna insert a humanoid, and you're basically almost done. All you gotta do is make sure you set your display distance type to none, and now all we have to do is give it an actual rig. So I would recommend downloading this plugin called Rig Edit Lite. You could also get the pro version. I'll show it to you right now. You can go to plugins, Rig Edit, right there, Rig Edit Lite. I would get this one. Very nice, pretty good program. I like using it for custom models. So when you open it, you're gonna click on your Blockman, and you're gonna hold down Control, and you're gonna click 2 parts. So we're going to start off with the humanoid root part to the torso. So you're going to click humanoid root part, then you're going to hold down Control and click torso. So humanoid root part, then click torso, and you're going to click this button that says create joint. Then you're going to click on torso, and now you're going to do what we did for humanoid root part, but you're going to do it using torso. That might not make sense, but I'll show you now. You're going to click on torso, click left arm, create joint. Click torso, right arm, create joint. Torso, left leg, create joint. Torso, right leg, create joint. Torso, right leg, create joint. And you're gonna get this little skeleton model thing. It's kind of cool. You're gonna move. So these right here, these little dots are the joints. You don't want to move this middle one, but what you will want to move are these. So this is going to be like the point of where it's going to turn on the actual axis. Now, if we did it like this, the arm swinging when we actually animate isn't going to look nice. So we're actually just going to go ahead and we're just going to move that joint about there, I'd say. And we're just going to push it in a bit. Then we're going to do the same with this one. We're going to click the joint, pull it up, about there I think is about the same, and then just push it in. Now, the legs, I'm just going to do the same, pull it up, and now I have my rig. After that, you have a fully working rig. So if you open up Avatar and open up Animation Editor and click it, you can now go ahead and animate. So I'm going to go ahead and make a quick walk animation. So we're just going to do this. We're going to do that. Actually, let's delete this actually. Let's do 20 forward, 20 back. Actually, we'll do 25 forward, 25 backward. Then this one we'll do 25 forward, 25 backward. Then we can go into the middle and we can do 25 forward, and then we can do 25 backward, forward, backward, and we can just copy, paste. So after that, and we'll do a quick little bobbing motion. Copy, delete, paste. Now you can make your animation however you have your model, but for me, this is just what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, don't forget, by the way, make your humanoid root part transparent. Sorry about that. Now you can go back and you can finish updating your thing. So as you can see, I got my animation for Blockman. Now, the very last thing that I forgot to mention before I publish this animation is we need a head part. Now, my model doesn't have a head, so make sure whenever you make your model, you give it some form of head. In this case, I'm just going to duplicate the torso. I'm going to delete all the joints inside of it, and I'm going to call it head. And I'm just going to bring it all the way to the top. And bam, I got my head. And I'm just going to set this to transparent. Then all you got to do is reopen rig edit. Go ahead, torso to head, create joint, and now you got your head. Now the reason why we have to have head is because that's how, like, it's going to, whenever something spawns, it checks the model that spawned for a head part, and if it has the head part, it'll put in the headline UI that we made last episode. So now we can reopen our animation editor, give it one last spin. Beautiful. We can go ahead and publish to Roblox. We'll name it Block Walk. Why not? Save. ID copy. Boom, boom, boom. And you can open up. Ah, that's right. Don't forget, go ahead and duplicate a config from any character and put it inside of Blockman or your character. Open up that config. Edit the walk. Edit your price. I'm going to set him to be 2,000. We'll make him a legendary. And the money generation will be 1. We'll do 750. And we will put Blockman inside of common just for testing. So, now, if you run the game, if it spawns Blockman, it'll work. Now, it might be a little... Oh, there we go. Look, there you go. You got Blockman. His name is a little bit in his head. That's just because of where I positioned the head part, but there you go. Blockman. Now, why is that? I think that's just because I have his torso as that. Let's see if it works now. So there's Blockman. He's coming on in. Let's see what happens if his torso touches it. Maybe it's the humanoid root part. Humanoid root part. Can't glide. Go. Now, you might not have this issue. I'm just having this issue because of, like I said, the model that I'm using to make this. Let's see if it works now. Is there an error? No. I think what it is that these aren't can collide for some reason. I thought I did that in the first episode. Let me do that. If it doesn't work, it's alright. I'm not going to go too far into that. Like I said in my video description, I'm not really going to be going over custom characters. I just thought I'd go over it in this episode because I feel like a lot of you would have liked that. There we go. Now Blockman is getting destroyed. Beautiful. And as you can see, it's spawning all the other characters as well. So that is how you do custom characters. We're going to actually rotate this. I want to see something. Do they spawn in straight now? No. They're spawning in a weird, like, turned way. I'm not mad about that, though. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. We have successfully made the spawning and positioning of your character in a base, the naming of the base, and the base model. In next episode, we will actually make not the money generation system or what all of that, but we'll make it to where you can actually buy the character and they will move to your base, and probably we'll make it to where they stand in there, or for now we'll just make it to where they delete themselves. But they will walk to your base essentially. But for now, that's it for this video. If you like this content and want me to make more tutorial series, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. You don't absolutely have to. Please also follow me on Roblox. I really would like to get verified. But other than that, that's it. Thank you for watching.